So E3 happened, and as usual, I was always pretty excited for it. Um, I don't really want to talk about all the press conferences, but there were a couple that I think I should address. Like, just for example, I don't think I'm really going to be talking about Microsoft or Ubisoft because it didn't have a lot of things that really impressed me. But I think I want to start talking about Bethesda because, uh, oof. Okay, well, to get it out of the way, but Bethesda certainly did have it rough over these past I don't know, 2, 3 years. I want to say they had Fallout 4 and they had Fallout 76, and if you've read my written review, I am not exactly a fan of Fallout 4 at all. And to be fair, I actually don't completely hate Bethesda, but then this conference happened. It changed everything. Okay, it didn't change everything, but a lot. So Bethesda has started having conferences ever since maybe a year or two ago, and they weren't really all that good, honestly. But I mean, even after I saw this conference, people all over Twitter and Facebook were all saying, "Yeah, Bethesda's was pretty whack," and I want to talk about why and why this press conference I think made me the most upset and the most annoyed and probably the most angry not that excited. To get the elephant out of the room, to address the elephant in the room, they really should have uh, issued a full 20-page essay apology for the whole Fallout 76 debacle. I can't even sit here and begin to talk about how much shit was wrong with Fallout 76. I can't even begin. There's whole videos devoted to all the stuff that they fucked up with Fallout 76 from the development of it, from its release to all the feedback, and the whole first start of this conference, they're kind of just acting like it just didn't happen. Yeah, they're just acting like it just didn't happen. If you remember when Sony had that whole scandal about everyone's information being leaked through the PlayStation Network, I remember the first thing that they did at E3 after that scandal happened was walk on stage and address the problem, face to face. That's how you do it. I actually got some respect from Sony after doing that. At that point, though, I didn't have PlayStation. Uh, I didn't have PlayStation Network. I didn't have a PS3 or PS4. I was strictly an Xbox person, but I appreciated them doing that. But here we have Bethesda walking out on stage, and literally, the first big chunk of this, uh, of this, uh, of this conference, is essentially just them pretending that Fallout 76 is not bad and it's good, and they worked really hard on it, guys, and you should all go buy it and play that piece of shit game. I also want to talk about how I hate when devs do this whole thing where it's we had this many people download and play the game, but that doesn't tell me how many people are currently playing the game. They're not addressing the fact that Fallout 76's player base dropped like a fucking rock after a few months after its release, all the problems that it caused, and everything that happened with it. Just to name a few, people got kicked. They got banned for no reason. Graphical errors, connection errors, the game just not being fun, the game being rushed. Bethesda blatantly just saying, "Oh, we kind of expected people were gonna trash the game when it came out," which tells me that they put out a shitty product deliberately, and just fuck you. That article came out before E3, but that article seemed like a big fucking middle finger to not only people who bought Fallout 76, but also people who were actually fans of Bethesda. If there were any left. And we all know the deal. Todd Howard walks out on stage, and we all know Todd Howard is a very jokey man. He pokes fun of the fact that Skyrim is ported to everything. He did it last year, and okay, it's nice to laugh at yourself, but I mean, the fact that there was just no addressing of Fallout 76 other than the fact that they said, "We got some user feedback, everybody, so we understand that you guys had some complaints and some feedback for us, and don't worry, we listened. We definitely listened." Like I don't know what else they could have really done to fix Fallout 76 other than just kind of start over and then just like I don't know, maybe make it free to play or something. I don't know. But despite the fact that they didn't like address Fallout 76's problems and all the negativity that they got from Fallout 76 and all the backlash and all the bad media, they were still adamant on presenting us with not only a Fallout 76 Battle Royale, which I'll talk about in a second, but also shamelessly promoting human NPCs are now in the game. And this was something that people were complaining about since the game like came out. It's that there's no like human NPCs, and I guess and I can understand exactly why people would be mad at that because I mean, I don't understand what an RPG is without any human NPCs to like interact with. You just interact with like other players and stuff like that. But it's just really funny to me how that's like their selling point. They're just like, "Oh, don't worry, guys. We fixed the problem you had with Fallout 76. Don't worry. We put in human NPCs. It's fixed now." Like all the other 187 problems that were issued with the game, no, it's all right. It's we got human NPCs and your choices matter in the game. I'm not really sure what that even like entails, but I don't know how you're supposed to do all this in a game that is essentially a multiplayer focused game. And they're standing there like treating like adding battle royale to like Fallout 76 was like a good thing because they're just like, "Oh yeah, we did it. We added battle royale to Fallout 76." It's like they're not aware that battle royales are just like a joke nowadays. That they're just ham-fistedly shoved into any game that has that where you can shoot things or it's a huge multiplayer thing. And not only does this battle royale have significantly less players than you know than every other battle royale game out there. It's not even free. You have to actually have Fallout 76 to play this. I could have maybe let it slide if this was like a free to play thing, but it's not. Like you already have to own Fallout 76 in order to play this, which I guess isn't too bad because I don't know, Fallout 76 is like $11 used now. Like, people in Walmart are like giving away this game for free because they just want to get rid of it. Like they announced that there's a free trial for Fallout 76. So I guess people can really see if they really did patch the game up. But honestly, the promotional things that they added, which was the battle royale, the human NPCs, new weapons and armor and items and stuff, and having your choices matter, that's not nearly enough to make up for the fact that Bethesda's been incredibly shitty to the consumers ever since Fallout 76 came out. From not only just the game, but cheating people out of their pre-order bonuses like the nylon bag debacle, the alcohol that they had, the $80 alcohol they had, and just like honestly, just the really really shitty like uh, responses that they had, where they're just like, "We're not making the nylon bags, and that's final," or I don't know why they're just like, "Oh, I don't know why people expected like a quality product from this alcohol," or things like that. Like Bethesda is just, and honestly, you can, and honestly, I was listening to the crowd, honestly, and I'm gonna get it out of the way. Yeah, the people in the that one guy in the crowd, like in the front, who's just yelling every time Bethesda or Todd Howard or somebody fucking breathes or mentions Fallout 76. They have people down there like fucking clapping sea lions with a fucking treat in front of them because these are the type of people that eat that stuff up. Like Bethesda can like literally squirt out any piece of shit from them, and somebody out there is gonna clap and accept it. Somebody's gonna be out there and just kind of accept the fact that this is what Bethesda does. And I assume these are also the kind of people where they're just like, "Oh, well, of course it has bugs. Bethesda always has bugs." Bethesda does not get a free pass for having bugs in their games every single time. Like at this point, they should have fixed it. Like, I mean, I'm like I watched the Fallout 76 Battle Royale trailer, and I just keep thinking to myself when Todd Howard said 16 times the detail of Fallout 4 and 4 times the map size. That first one, I don't like that. That first one is clearly a lie because they haven't changed their engine in years and years. And even if they did, this looks no better than Fallout 4. Even glitches from Fallout 4 are present in Fallout 76. So I don't know where this whole 16 times the detail came from. But I mean, I could sit here and talk about how Todd's a liar all day because at the end of the day, most people already know that. And like, I don't get it. There's no they should have addressed all of like there's no way they could have addressed every single like game breaking bug that this game has, but they should have like maybe tried to fix some of them. And like I don't get it. Like there's a free trial for this, but like honestly, Bethesda is just like this year. Honestly, it was just like real just a joke. Honestly, like I mean, Pete Hines, his like biggest like his biggest reward to shove in people's faces that he at least isn't Todd Howard. So yeah, there's that. Now I could go on and talk about the stuff that were not Fallout or Elder Scrolls or Bethesda related. But I mean that's not mostly what this video is about. But I do want to at least mention them because Ghostwire legit does look kind of neat with that CG trailer that they had. And honestly, if it's a game that's all spooky and takes place in like Japan, like I'm all over that. Like I mean, that's the sort of setting that I can get behind. There's a lot of potential for that, and of course, it also helps that Ukumi Nakamura, the person who was the creative director for the game, is not only the cutest person in the entire universe, but she was also just trying her heart out just to make that presentation entertaining. Like it was really uh it was a very eventful presentation to break up all like the mediocrity in this press conference. Like, if anything, if you want to get excited about any game that was there, get excited for that. Honestly, because that horror game looks great, but I might just be biased just because that looks like my type of game. So they also had this really like kind of neat trailer for Rage 2, which again, I also hate when anyone says this game is critically acclaimed. I hate when anyone says that. I hate when fans say that or when developers say that because I didn't hear Rage 2 was terrible, but you know, looking at the Metacritic scores and like, you know, people's opinions, I can't say that this is a critically acclaimed game. Rage 2 doesn't even really look like that bad, but I mean, to what? But I mean, I could say anything is critically acclaimed. Honestly, I could say that Shadow the Hedgehog for PS2 is critically acclaimed because it's got a greatest hit logo on there. Can't you see it? I mean, Wolfenstein Young Blood, they already showed that last year. There's literally, I mean, it was at this point where I really just wanted Bethesda's conference to just straight up just end. Like, there was like nothing that they were doing. There was nothing in this conference that was really doing it for me. I was still like, I don't even like play 76, Fallout 76. And the fact that that game got shit on so much and they're just not addressing like, you know, all the backlash that they were getting from everybody is just like it's like embarrassing. Like that shows me that they don't care. And if they don't care, I'm not gonna care. I don't care. I'm not gonna like support a company that does something like that. That blatantly goes up there and just kind of ignores the fact that Fallout 76 has gotten trashed on, and even the people who have supported the game have just gotten trashed on by the developers for just playing it. Like, you know, I feel bad for people who didn't get their nylon bags or their proper or their alcohol without a flimsy plastic container that doesn't break when you try to pull it off. And and for those interested, no, there was absolutely nothing about Starfield, Bethesda's new IP, nor was there anything about Elder Scrolls 6. And honestly, that was pretty disappointing to me. Like, I mean, I kind of tuned in to this just to see if the Elder Scrolls 6 was gonna like maybe make me change my mind about like, you know, Bethesda games and stuff like that. But no, there was nothing there. There was just the whole, oh, don't worry, we're working on it, which was basically what they said about it last year. So I'm not sure why they even like said anything about it last year. They also got Doom on mobile phones now, which is just gonna melt your phone off. I don't understand why you can't just play Doom on like a regular console. Like Doom's a great game, the 2016 or 2015, I forgot what year it came out. But you can get that game for super cheap now, and you can play it on something that won't immediately try to blow up when you try to like pass like like the first level. And like that's your phone we're talking about. People play things like Pokemon Go that drain your battery like crazy. So imagine trying to play a fast-paced shooter game like Doom at a consistent frame rate on your phone. Like that is insane to think about. And I can already tell that it's not going to work. Also, speaking of Doom, literally the only like exciting thing about the conference was that there was a whole lot of Doom there, like towards like the end. Not They were an hour in, and then they started showing Doom Eternal like gameplay, which looks pretty fun. There's a lot of mobility in it, and I'm really excited for it because again, I liked like the previous Doom game, and this one looks really fun too. Like I am legit excited for this. I wish they showed this earlier because honestly, I was on the verge of turning this conference off because of just how upset I was getting. I was so bored and so angry because I love some Bethesda games like Fallout 3. I don't like as much as I did back then, but I still like Fallout 3. I still like Elder Scrolls 4. I still like Elder Scrolls 3. I don't like Skyrim that much, but I mean, I remember I was like pretty hyped for that game, and I like some of the things that Skyrim did. At least I wouldn't go back to play it now, but I mean like, and while I don't like Skyrim that much anymore, I have some great memories with Elder Scrolls 3 and 4, and Fallout 3, and again, Doom and Wolfenstein are both really good. So it's like I know there are people at Bethesda that have some talent, but they just have these people who just thinks they can slap a couple dragons in there and think that the game is just a million times better. And that's not the kind of people that I want to see like making these games. And literally like they show off like all these Bethesda devs doing their things way too often in these conferences. Like seriously, way too much. Maybe you could have something like that at like the beginning, and they did, but then they had it like two more times. Like I don't get it. Why do they keep doing that? That's not. I don't want to see that. I'd like to like. That's great that you guys are really working hard, and that Todd Howard probably has like a constraint on your soul probably, and he won't like let you guys go unless you sell like 100 copies of Skyrim each by your own hands. But honestly, I don't. I like. It's not. Nothing about Bethesda like impresses people anymore. A lot of people understand that they're a joke now, and it's kind of sad because the only people who seem to really like Bethesda RPGs now, or like like who really seem to like Bethesda RPGs now, are like are like people who like are really casual gamers, and that's fine if you are, but like I don't like the way Bethesda like treats like their players, and I don't like how they didn't address Fallout 76's issues. Like everyone knows that that game is garbage, and if you like it, that's fine, but like you can't deny the fact that that game had millions and millions of problems, and the fact that Bethesda didn't address any of them is really sad. Overall, Bethesda just had a really really bad conference that reminded me that Bethesda as a company just really just makes me sad, and they're that company that thinks like they're hot shit because they made Skyrim, but like they're just but like honestly like we all know Todd's a joke. We all know Todd has lied a lot. We all know that like Skyrim is like a huge like meme out the wazoo, and they know that, but I don't see them trying to fix it at least. But yeah, I don't know. Bethesda just doesn't do it for me. Like I want them to actually make like RPGs that I love, like Elder Scrolls 4 and 3. And again, I don't completely hate Fallout 3. I still like Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is fine. Yeah, it's fun. It's hard for me to to go back to honestly, but Fallout 3 still like a fun game. It got me into it got me into Bethesda as a company. I was totally on board for that. Yeah, it got me to go play Fallout 1 and 2 and the other Fallout games. So I mean, I can appreciate that, but again, the whole Fallout 76 thing just kills it. Like honestly, like I mean, people can say what they want about Fallout 4. I don't really care if people like Fallout 4 or dislike Fallout 4. I don't like Fallout 4 like at all. But like, I'm not gonna like rage at people at for liking Fallout 4. I won't even like really rage at people for liking Fallout 76 because I get curious as to why they like Fallout 76, but it's all this stuff that Bethesda does, not that where they don't address their issues and they don't seem to want to try to improve. They just seem to just want to like, appeal to like the really casual crowd who don't stop and think about what a good quality game should really have. And that's frustrating. Fallout 76 could have potentially been like a cool game, but not with those people at Bethesda working like that. It's a shame, really, and it's frustrating, confusing because I don't think people even like remembered that game actually came out, but apparently it was in beta or something. But and if it's like done, I don't know why it's not on Switch yet. But it's not like I'm complaining really anyway. But yeah, I guess that'll just wrap it up for Bethesda. That's it. Don't buy their games. Just buy Doom and Wolfenstein. That's it. I'm gonna go cry.